Around that probably left you a little bit sort of troubled about where it was going at some point.
Yeah, it was frustrating. I played nicely. It was a bit loose the first few holes. I hit a few loose shots on the front. I hit a horrible shot off the 12th. That's just still short of made par, really. It really wasn't that bad a spot. So I had 2 or 3 bogeys, 3 bogeys on the front 9, and I was hitting good putts and they were running over the edge of the hole, and found the golf swing the last sort of 10 holes and hit lots of good shots and could have rolled a few in but didn't. But nicely enough, I birdied 8, which we kind of is the birdie hole today out here, and I birdied 9, which is a bonus because that's a 230-yard hole that's playing about 195 today. That's that far downhill, so nice to birdie the last 2 holes after a frustrating day. So 2 overs, not the best score I could have had today by a long stretch, but I think I'm probably still in the golf tournament. You know, it'll get harder tomorrow. I mean, it won't be far under par. I don't think to wins this tournament. So if I could just have a couple of even a couple of high 60s rounds or something over the next 2 days, it might go pretty close.
Do you feel like if you had just a few minutes luck with the putter, you could really do some damage?
I do. It's kind of I don't really want to sound like a broken record, but I've been hitting it kind of better and better as like time is going on. I hit the ball amazingly at Augusta, and somebody told me I was 17 behind Jordan at the end of the tournament, and I had 17 more putts than him. I didn't know that till this week, which is kind of annoying to hear, but he did have the best putting week in history, so it would be nice to hole a few, but I feel like it's coming around. I feel like I'm getting a handle on it. I've got a good handle on my ball striking. My ball striking's pretty good. Hitting a lot of decent shots, and that's really the test out of here, is hitting a lot of good shots. I mean, it's more of a ball striking test than a putting test, I think. So the right part of my game is firing for this tournament. So hopefully I can, get a bit of luck with the putter and have a few birdies on the weekend.
Is it sometimes hard to tell if it's you or the green when you've missed a putt there?
Usually it's pretty easy to tell it's you, but here it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, they vary so much pace-wise, and there's some pretty decent ones. It feels like the ones that are up high are pretty decent. The ones that are down low, down near the water, seem to have a bit more of the bad grass in them.
What are the symptoms? I mean, what happens? Do they waver or do they bounce, or what's the?
They're not really bouncy, I don't think. You guys can probably see if they bounce more, because from the side you can see bounce, but they do wobble a little bit. The speed is really unpredictable. It makes it difficult.
The downhill ones must be harder because you've got to hit them softer.
We hit them softer, and when the softer they do more wobbling, yeah. So, look, it's tricky because the speeds all vary, and you get a lot of putts that are up then down, which are always harder putts than down than up. So you're really scared of blowing it over the hill and way past, so you leave them like 4 foot with a 4 foot downhill putts for par and stuff. It's a nice, fun ball striking test. Actually, it's a fun course to hit shots on. It's frustrating to putt on.
You were joking with us yesterday, mate, about the USGA sort of setting it up progressively harder and making the test a bit more grueling as the weekend goes on.
I thought today was pretty gettable too, to be fair. I mean, that's usually what they do. This one, I think they really needed to do that, because with all the kind of potential negative banter about the golf course, if they get a bunch of guys shooting under par on the first day, then you soften that complaining a little bit. And then by the time we get deep into the week, everybody who's contending is just intent on playing well, you know. It feels like that. I mean, there was 25 guys shot under par yesterday. Maybe there'll be that many after today, but I doubt it. There might be a couple less than that, because it'll get harder this afternoon, I think. So,
how close is par going to be to win?
That's all up to Mike, I think. I mean, it could be over par if he really wanted it to be, or it could be 15 under, I think, if he wanted to be nice to us, which isn't generally in their MO.
That's probably not going to happen, is it?
No. I would think it's probably going to be low single digits under par, but I think the field will spread. It'll spread the field a bit, you know. You might get someone like Martin did last year. You might get someone going 7 or 8 under par, but even par might finish third or something. You know what I mean? It's that sort of course.
Tomorrow will tell us a lot.
It'll separate the field a little bit, which is what a good course is supposed to do.